Welcome to this special episode on Noble TV. What's paramount demand of every Nigerian today is the winding up of this present administration, government of Muhammadu Buhari, and we're preparing to usher in the next government, which we don't know who likely is going to win the next election in February 2023. But as this administration winds up, it's paramount we begin to review the performance of the APC government led by Muhammadu Buhari. With me to do justice to this is a guest in the house, Comrade Ike Monday Ijoma. Comrade, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you so much for being our guest today. I want to start, like I said, I talked about the performance of this present administration starting from 2015 when the government of Muhammadu Buhari came into power under the platform of the APC. Can you do a review and tell us how this government have performed within these years, 7 years to be precise, going to 8 years now?
Well, to be honest with you, President Muhammadu Buhari has done relatively very well, given to the fact that given to where he was coming from, given to Nigeria, the situation of Nigeria as a country when he was taking over. However, we all have our reservations because he knew quite well what was on ground then, and he came with a lot of enthusiasm, with a lot of promises, with a lot of brouhaha that he's going to do this, going to do that. And if we decide to judge him based on the promises, based on his manifesto, based on the kind of noise they made, based on the kind of propaganda they gave to us, then we will say he has failed woefully.
So you're saying that, but I think the present APC candidate, Alhaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu, is campaigning on the promises of what they've achieved. Because though you said they failed woefully, but I think there are some points, there are some good highlights, there are some things this government have been able to achieve within this time frame. Don't you think there are things we could look at and say, yes, Buhari did excellently well?
Yeah, we cannot say he didn't do well. I said he has done relatively very well based on human capability. But if you now look at the other criteria, which is based on his promises, because this is an administration that promised to make $1 equal to 1 naira. Today, $1 is relatively in the neighborhood of 1,000 naira. This is a government that says they're going to provide 5 million jobs for Nigeria every year. But the reality, which is really about the number of 5 times 8, which is about 40. But statistics has that we have over 50 million Nigerians have lost their job. This is a government that came the background that they are going to fight corruption, but without being all modesty, they've done well. But you can see that corruption is rather on the increase. They have even upgraded to a different dimension. So nobody is saying Buhari has not done well. He has done well based on his capability, based on what he took over when he was coming in. But if our concern is that you knew quite well that this is the situation of the country. This is an administration that took over 5-6 years to blame the previous government, because Nigeria entrusted this country into your hands based on what you promised them, because they felt that PDP have destroyed this country. We wanted a messiah. We wanted somebody who can bring in fresh ideas, somebody who can do a magic. We needed that magical touch to the economy, to the security, to every sector of this country. Unfortunately, they've not been able to do that.
It's okay. Thank you so much. While you were talking, you referred us back to PDP. You said the APC hinged their promises on the failure of the PDP. If I should ask, do you think the PDP really failed, and do you think that was what gave rise to us voting the APC?
Yeah, PDP, they failed us as a party. They failed us because they were in charge when the economy was rosy, when everything was well in place. They had a lot of funds, a lot of resources at their disposal. Unfortunately, they couldn't manage it very well. They had we have some palliative presidents on during PDP, but those around them, some of them had no control, had no grip on the presidency. So that is why you see that a lot of things happened. Let me be precise. During the time of Jonathan, I don't think in this country any corrupt case has been traced directly to Jonathan. If there is, I don't be made public. But we see those around him with a lot of corrupt cases. Some of them he was aware, some of them he wasn't. So that is the see, PDP destroyed this country. There is no two ways about that. That's why everybody was having a lot of high hopes when APC was coming with that promise of change. We wanted change, the change so desperately. We wanted that change so badly that even if APC had fielded a kindergarten student, they would have won.
It's okay. Thank you so much. So you said APC rode to power on the failure of the PDP. Well, we still talk about the performance of the present administration. Now we have, for the APC, we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a candidate. What is your opinion about this candidate, and what are the chances of APC in the forthcoming presidential election?
Yeah, Bola Ahmed, Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a very wonderful leader. A leader who has turned around lives of many, millions of people, both especially in the southwest. He has built a lot of human resources, has built a lot of infrastructures. He has he's a technocrat, a very wonderful idea of how to transform economy. However, at this present Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu that we knew as far back as 1999 to 2007 is not the same Bola Ahmed Tinubu of today. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu had contested for election in 2015, he would have won overwhelmingly, very wonderfully well. He would have performed very well. But Nigerians are wiser today, especially after the failure of President Muhammad Buhari, because a lot of people were capitalizing on his antecedent when he was head of state in 1983 to 1983 to 85. The people were a lot of capitalizing on his achievements, his performances, not knowing that the world is changing rapidly, and if you don't change along with it, you'll be left behind. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu did very well as a governor. Nothing to take away from him. He did very well because there are a lot of factors in his favor. We have the Lagos State have been very. I would say they are one of the luckiest states when it comes to having governors or administrators. Right from the time of Latif Jakande, right from the time of Ahmed Buba Marwa, right to the time of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, even to the time of Fashola, even at this present time, because they have been very lucky in having governors, not just because they have the resources. They have wonderful governors, excellently performed governors. But the Nigeria of today is even Lagos State of today is no longer Lagos State of 1999. That you put an Ahmed Bola Tinubu in charge, because he has, for now, if you had, like I said, if you had contested in 2015, personally I would have voted for him. A lot of Nigerians would have voted for him. But Nigeria of today is no longer the Nigeria that some people like Ahmed Bola Tinubu knew some 24 years ago.
It's okay. Thank you. If I should ask this question, you were talking about, you said Ahmed Bola Tinubu has performed very well. He performed very well while he was a governor. And also he has built a lot of people, talked about his human capital. He has developed his state, and also you talked about the southwestern states.
Yeah.
You understand? So if I should ask you this question, the chances of Ahmed Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what are his chances? If you are made to decide now, are you going to vote on him based on his antecedent or based on the performance of the APC government?
Well, let me use, there's a local parable in my place that they say, where they wash hand, that's where we know who will rush food. This is, Nigerians want to hear something different from what they've been hearing. This is not the time to campaign and tell us the failure of other people. Tell us what you are bringing to the table. Tell us, because we fell for that propaganda in 2015 when APC came and told us all the failures of PDP. and people were so jubilated that the Messiah has come. Unfortunately, the Messiah came and the situation overwhelmed him. He came unprepared. I'm a follower of Ahmed Bola since I joined I belong to one of his highest WhatsApp group, and I see conversation of people in that platform. And if Ahmed Bola once had wanted to take over from Buhari, if he wants, really, it's no longer late. If he wants to take win this presidential election, he should disconnect himself totally from Muhammad Buhari.
How can he
No,
disconnect
this
himself?
yes,
Isn't that the same platform?
it's the same
APC?
platform. You
Yeah.
can come with the same platform, but we have different manifesto, have different agenda. Not telling Nigeria that we continue from where he stopped. It's like telling us you continue from where failure stopped.
He might say he wants to continue and improve on what Buhari
It didn't
has
say
done.
improve. It said continue from where he stopped.
Yes.
If he has said I want to improve on what my president is doing, that means people now say, okay, he has something else to offer. When you say he will continue from where he stopped, that means the same manifesto, the same agenda, the same ideology, the same plan, the same people working, everything the same.
What are his chances? Do you see APC winning the next presidential election?
APC winning the next presidential election, they have the chance because they have the resources, because they have they have the structure. Like I said, Bola Tinubu has started campaigning since 2015. He has built a lot of structures. These are things that are at his disposal, at his favor. When you talk of structure, when you talk of resources, when you talk of the facility at his disposal, he has the best chance among the three candidates. Best Nigeria of today, especially due to the power of social media. It's not Nigeria of 2015. It's not even Nigeria of 2019. A lot of people are becoming wiser. A lot of people begin to ask questions, especially.
So, what are you saying? What are his chances? Do you think APC will win?
Well, based on what we are seeing physically, social media, every corner, it will be a magic for APC to win.
It's okay. Thank you so much, Comrade Monday Ike Joma. We've listened to what he said. We're looking at the performance of APC, how the government have performed since 2015 to date, and also look at the chances of their candidates, Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We heard what he said. Well, I think, like I said, he's entitled to his opinion, I believe, but then he's been able to pass his message across and been able to tell us reasons why he thinks it will be hard for APC to win the next presidential election. Like he used the word, said it will be magic. Comrade, one final word for our esteemed viewers. One final word, and Nigerian voters. What's your final word for us?
My final words for Nigerians and Nigerian voters, especially voters, it is high time we stop voting for party. Let us vote for candidates. Because the major problem we have is the issue of party is supreme. Let us ignore the party. Party is important, but what is the credibility of that person that we are voting for? And earlier we start voting for individual candidates and not the party. The better for us.
Thank you so much. You've heard what he said. So we should look beyond party and start voting for candidates that we believe can deliver and take us to the promised land. For our esteemed viewers, this is Noble TV. Like we always say, want you to like, share, and comment, and also subscribe. Thank you so much.